looking at some of the major stories from 2023
On our podcast.
on the TechPoint Africa podcasts. So, yeah, Egypt got its first unicorns and reduced mega raises in Africa. So, we didn't really have a mega round this year, did we?
We did.
What was it?
We had M-Copper do 200 million.
Wait, when did they do that?
I think that was around April or May. I can't remember the
Said
exact month.
it-
But yeah, early in the year they did. MNT Ireland did. That was the first unicorn. 400. They were single-handedly responsible for like more than 80%, I think, of
So
fundraisers
just
that
two
month.
mega rounds.
No, we also had Planet 42. We had
This name's strange.
they are
Source.
not Nigerian
I don't
company
think we do.
or Nigerian startups. But we had at least 500 million plus raises, at least by my count. It may be more, but at least by my count.
She's
at
not so
least
different
5.
from other years.
Not really. We had less. So last year there were a few mega rounds, no unicorns. But this year at least we had one unicorn.
No, didn't we have a unicorn last year?
No,
When
we
did
did
Cheaper
not.
Cash become a unicorn?
That was like 2020. What was it? 2021, I think. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
This the unicorn.
No, yeah, that's true. No newly minted unicorn. Then this year, Silicon Valley Bank.
SVB.
It was
It
like
was bloody.
it was a big story.
It was, yeah.
For outsiders.
No,
Was it for
for
us?
some
For
Nigerian
even
startups.
Nigerian startups were affected now.
How many of
Remember,
them?
cheaper cash was.
Yeah,
Yeah.
FTC,
Those ones, everything
FTX
was
now
affected.
FTX was
came
last
to come
year.
and to come
Yeah,
and.
FTX was November last year.
Oh, it was.
Yeah,
Is that old?
Yeah, it's
Mhm.
old
Yeah, it was
already.
never.
Oh,
Yeah. So
double
SVB,
bam.
the idea was SVB and Signature Bank. Signature Bank was the other bank that
Yeah,
Mm.
and some crypto startups had money with
But
them. Then some startups had money with Silicon Valley banks. The whole conversation about startups putting money outside the country and not bringing it here. And to be honest, I don't blame them.
Yeah, because the people giving them the money is outside the country. So if they tell you that put it where every other startup is putting their money, what choice do you have?
Yeah. So Naspers shut down Foundry. Well, I have nothing to say about that. I wonder why they opened it in the first place. Because they're one of like the biggest investment companies in the world. Invested in Prosus, also one of the biggest investment companies in the world. Prosus is an investor in Naspers. Naspers is an investor in Prosus.
Nice one.
Invested
Chicken and egg.
in Tencent. So companies like Udemy and all of that, and it's an South African company. I don't regard it so much as an African company, but
Same here.
since it's listed in Johannesburg Stock Exchange, so let's give it the benefit of the doubt. At least they're bringing money to the capital markets in Africa. So, yeah, a lot of acquisitions, Yeah, there were a number of
there were
them.
more acquisitions.
But no one-
Was it more?
They didn't reveal any numbers.
Of course.
Which ones come to mind easily?
There was Crowdforce getting acquired by Fair Money.
Fair money, okay.
There was the Chaka. That's the most recent.
RiseVest acquiring Shaka.
InstaDeep was
InstaDeep, which was
acquired.
the largest acquisition, and interesting because it was an AI startup. I think InstaDeep was reviewed. Yes,
Yeah,
they
InstaDeep was
reviewed. I can't remember the exact numbers, but I think it was about half $500 million. But it was a huge acquisition. Interestingly enough, AI startup. Trying to think of a few others. We had
Payday, Bitmama.
Payday, Bitmama.
Bitmama, which
Yeah.
other one?
There's one recently, Bumper, that
Yeah, Bumper Fine. But at least they were, as of yesterday when I was checking, 26 acquisitions, I believe.
26 acquisitions.
Yes.
Interesting. Then a lot of layoffs.
Yep.
Plenty layoffs.
Even let's get started on
Those
that.
continued.
Okay, so what were
They will
the...
continue to next year.
Yeah, they will continue. I think
Mhm.
I just heard
Sadly.
career-wise laid off some employees.
It wasn't. I don't think it was a layoff.
It was not layoff,
I
termination.
think yes,
Mm,
because they
said
said it was
determination.
basically
Performance.
performance based, and it was just 5 people.
Okay. So that's cool. Then what were the most questionable government policies that came out this year?
It's questionable.
Naira redesign,
No,
January.
that was last year.
That was last year, but
Just-
it rippled into 2023.
Mm.
Felt it till March.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we felt it
Yeah.
a lot. So what were the other questionable things?
Funny enough, we didn't have a lot of questionable things.
Oh, yeah, no Murphy.
No, I mean Murphy left us. Sorry, he's still in Detroit with us, but like he left us around
April now.
June.
Was it June?
Yeah, after the elections.
The election was April. No?
Yeah, like our
questionable.
new guy took over in May.
I just remember another questionable this thing.
Towards the end of May, but we didn't really have
Floating.
floating.
Was that
Was it
questionable?
questionable? Not really.
Floating is 50-50. It
Yeah.
was like a pointless exercise. It's like it's an attempt to pour water to hold, but you're holding a basket. That's the idea, pouring water into a basket. So it's a good effort to try and pour the water into something, but it's not really solving the problem.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's
We've not had
a lot of
questionable.
cosmetic. So
At least the ones that affect the tech
tech space.
ecosystem, we've not had like really questionable policies.
Questionable policies.
We've had some interesting.
oh, we
ones.
had one now, macaroni versus Akon.
Oh.
I mean-
well,
Was it questionable?
But how many do you want to track?
it's
It's
not
looking
questionable,
at-
but
But
was not done correctly. I don't know.
They just did not
Because-
look like they knew what they wanted to do, but it felt
Sure.
like something that needed to be done. Or
I
something.
think that Akon is still. They are
But the
just.
thing is, I don't even know what these guys. I don't know what they're all about.
Irregular.
I tried
advertising.
reaching out
Yeah.
to some of them,
That's
but
the thing.
they are
So
not
you regulate-
very.
It's my problem in Nigerian agencies here. You regulate advertising,
Mm.
whatever you say you regulate. You don't have website that is functional. You will post on social media like once in 2 months. Like, so that period when they were doing that, thing, I think I had to check their socials to see where I could find these.
Information.
So if I want to verify something from a government agency without knowing someone,
Send
there,
later.
so if
Put
I
inside
send, how
envelope.
many days am I going to send? How many days am I going to find?
Be proactive. Start early.
Oh, I mean, I need to know. That means I have to not preempt their policies now because
Oh.
all I need to get is like confirmation that okay, are you guys doing this thing? How do you plan on
Send
doing
later.
it? But
Write it
it's-
through
letterhead
before
and
writing
deliver
to the
by hand.
I think they should. I think
To
they
the
should do
office.
better. I don't know if
yeah,
if
a
our
lot of
tech bro
agencies
can help us.
should do better. But I think in the policy front, I think what I didn't see was notable milestones in the Nigerian Startup Act. I was expecting more
this year.
this year, but at least we got the startup registration portal for you to be identified as a startup. It took only 1 year, so
Wait, FCCPC, did they do anything questionable?
No,
They did a lot.
They
about
were
three.
fighting. They were fighting for the
loan
common man.
apps. They were fighting for you and
Yeah, they fought for the common man a lot this year. I think we should give them agency of the year. Sorry, this is our unplanned award. Agency of the year. They fought for the common man like mad.
Yeah, yeah.
Babatunde Irukera, he was everywhere. He was doing it on on TV stations, on Twitter. He was coming. He was helping us. Thank you, sir. May your plantain
Great.
never burn.
Amen.
May your reign be long.
5% excise duties on calls.
On-
When did that happen? Was it not this year? So it's like an ongoing conversation that we still have, right? So yeah, on the policy landscape, I think there was no major big policy that shook us this year. Outside Nigeria, okay, was there? I can't think of any major policy
This
that really
no, like
affected
affected
startups.
startups.
In
They
Africa.
proposed visa-free entry to Rwanda,
Rwanda
and
and
Kenya.
Okay, that
It
was a
may
major
not.
one.
Yeah, it may not.
It's
We
not
we
been
won't see the.
implemented. We won't see the effect until.
Yeah, we won't see the
What?
effects yet. Hopefully, we will see that. I think Kenya spent a lot of this year trying to defend why they wanted to tax certain individuals, from content creators to content creators are the ones that were collecting any
Crypto traders too.
crypto traders to digital IDs. Yeah,
Oh,
those
what?
are- it was not
Biometrics.
Oh, WorldCoin.
no
WorldCoin.
WorldCoin. So that was
That's
interesting
true. So where is
because
WorldCoin? They should come to Nigeria, beg. I'd get $50. This is my turkey.
yeah. So
Amina.
I mean, who else? Okay, there was this story we did. I don't know if it was Sudan or Somalia that they said I don't know what I was saying. But that guy that said that thing, well, make I look at you. Because I'm from Nigeria. You're not from. If you're not from Rwanda, Kenya, you can't be insulting me now.
Please, let's move. I don't like this.
Try the read through.
Okay, yeah. So those were the interesting. I think what I want to see next year is more proactive policies, like the Startup Act, and implementing those policies that already exist. I want to see more of that. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it in terms of policies. We want to see implementations of the things that are already on paper. That you not come to the event and tell us that this already exists or no. Like,
show us. Like, we
how
need to be able to see.
show
What
us.
you're doing, even
Their
if it's
green
little
book.
steps.
That green
Like
book.
that
That
green
green
book,
book,
now.
yeah.
There's a registration database that we
I'm trying
also
to
wrote
understand the
about.
rationale behind the name.
Green book.
Green book.
That's the idea.
Yellow pages.
So then there were fraud allegations this year
Plenty.
from different corners.
Gang.
What was the most notable one?
Flutter
Dash.
and this guy.
Dash, Joe. What?
Oh, okay. So you're talking about
fraud allegations.
fraud. Oh, yeah, fraud. Oh,
Ah,
It was Dash.
Patricia
Followed by
and
Tingo.
Com.
My mentor.
Your mentor.
Who's your mentor? Patricia.
TFCC will pick you
No.
up. Man.
Nah, if
Who's
I'm
your
looking for mentor now, Patricia.
Yeah,
Dash
TFCC
now,
will pick you up,
86
man.
million. How much?
Man, like
Come
That
on.
story was ridiculous.
very, very. You know what? What
I
was
mean-
interesting was so you and his guy. The two of them crashed this year. You and his guy. So OMG Digital, the first startup that he did that got into YC. So both himself and his co-founder, I can't remember the name of that startup. I don't know why it's skipping my mind. But Dash, you people can help me and look for it.
Is he float?
Yeah. Dash, they dashed and they did all.
One dash, the other one float.
Two of them were like,
Yeah,
I
it
don't
was
know.
float that was using the money to buy crypto now.
I've been waiting
No, not buy crypto, like speculate on the FX market.
Yeah.
Sam. That's
It was-
Sam back, my friend's cousin.
I'm telling you, the guy he's African, Guinea. So that was
Which other one?
Was there any major? I don't think Flutter had any major issue this year.
No,
they
no.
just resolved their issues
Yeah.
from last year.
they were the redemption of Flutterwave was
Yeah,
this year.
yeah. This was.
They were
it was-
free from Kenya this year.
I'm telling you.
Yeah, it was. I think it was a good one this year for Flutterwave. They had a
Mm.
partnership with Microsoft.
Yeah,
And
got a lot of licenses.
Yeah, I had a lot of
I made
again people.
yeah, they
and-
had. I
and
mean,
also lost them.
It got us asking if Flutterwave is really the company we think it is. That was from last week's podcast. You can check it out. Flutterwave is not what you think it is, or kind of they are for them to be poaching PayPal, ex Stripe,
Finance.
ex Binance, just Cash App. Just know that they're not your mates anymore. Yeah. So yeah, I don't think there was any other major fraud
Frauds.
allegations.
Yeah,
Ah,
except there's
there
that
was
we don't
one,
mention.
oh.
Which one?
You say now yesterday. Yesterday. Okay, it is allegations. It has not been proven.
Who? What? Which company?
No, not a company, an individual.
Forgetting individual.
Okay.
That was small fish.
Yes,
It's
not,
not
it's not what our
But
time.
very interesting.
But something
this year.
else interesting that happened this year was we saw a lot of funds launch.
Saw a lot of funds announced.
Yeah, we saw launch and announce.
Who was
Yeah.
here that was it when you were that said they should fund it first before they start that now?
No, so-
no, for you, we did. We saw a lot. I think Catalyst Fund closed, or either the first close. Nova Star Ventures.
El-Rufai.
Why are they not giving people money?
El-Rufai next year.
Why are they not giving people money if all these funds launched? Plenty funds launched this year, but many startups
So
not raised.
so the thing is, when they announce, it's not. They may have been investing since. So some of those guys, if you look at all the funding needs, you'd have seen some of them on the cap table for those guys. We had, and I think what was interesting, Sha, is a few of them were like African, let's say African investors. So I have a small list. Oh, by the way, Sony Ventures decided to get into Africa. We don't
Yeah,
know.
that's
I
true.
think it's from next year we start seeing the. But yeah, we saw guys like Savvy Ventures, Patek Fund, Founders Factory, Enza Capital, Flat Six Labs, Aduna Capital was just last month, a bit this month. Nova Star Africa, Verot Capital, Nosken. So we had quite a few guys raise money, and but yeah, that's it. And then I think Mastercard deciding to acquire
So,
a minority
if
stake.
I want to become a unicorn, which of those guys should I have on my cap table?
If you want to
Based on
become a
your-
unicorn,
You've interviewed a number of these investors. You've interviewed a number of funders. If I want to raise money next year for my startup,
I mean, it depends on what you're doing. So Nosken has
what do you
205
mean by
million.
non-existent? If I mind your business,
What? Non-existent.
you say
The
my startup
startup that is
non-existent.
non-existent.
Oh, do you know if he has been running under? Be running in
In
stealth.
stealth.
Okay.
Okay,
Stealth.
let's see. Nosken has good money. They have 205 M. Sony
No, it's
Ventures
not
has.
who has the most money. It's
Yeah.
who is
Can
going
help
to
my
get
life.
me to the table of Tiger Global.
So that's the
of
thing. They are not.
Sequoia Capital.
It's not only a function of your investors now. It's also a function of what you're building. So if you have one really innovative stuff for us, if you're building in certain, so Norscan has like some sectors that they focus on. These other guys are doing like 50 million, 40 million. I think Kenza Capital did around 30 or so. Flat Six Labs, they launched a new fund. Savvy Ventures will not take you to Unicorn. Don't worry.
There was also another.
You will see the interview next year.
Was this year the EduTech
Edutech.
EduTech fund? Was it this year? Last year?
From yeah, that's true. That means it. CC Hub launched an EdTech
EdTech.
fund,
Yeah.
which is supposed to, I think, about $50 million.
Yes,
It's
that's
supposed
EdTech.
to.
EdTech.
It's
Don't worry,
supposed
we
to
It's
be-
like
forgive you.
EduTech.
We
I mean,
forgive
depends on
you.
who you're asking. Some people
Mm.
call it EdTech. Some
Oh, okay.
EdTech. But yeah, CC Hub launched a fund that should invest in, I think, about 10 startups or so across
$50 million.
Nigeria, Kenya. Yeah, I
And
think
yes,
so.
an ecosystem person became the
Minister.
minister.
Bosun Tijani.
Mm,
Yeah.
Yes.
I think it
That's a
was,
huge
it
one.
was a big one.
How do you do
A,
it?
a
Was
huge
it?
step up from.
Anything they've been putting in that position or this one.
Wait. There was.
Calm
Calm down,
Joe.
calm down. There was Mobola Johnson.
Yes.
Oh,
So please.
okay. Okay, but as of that time, I wasn't like conversant with the tech
Okay.
ecosystem.
I was even going to say. So what has been the
3 million tech talent, 3 MTT,
The
AI
prototype,
research.
the prototype stage is on.
The prototype stage is on, right?
The what?
The prototype stage of training 3,000 fellows is on already.
Okay, so don't ask too much question. Go to the website. So we answered pressing questions about the 3 million tech talent
Yeah.
tech point. So
I see.
everything you need to know about the 3 million tech talent. It comes in stages. The idea is to train 3 million, but we're coming in at different phases. There's phase 1 that is 3,000.
1%, yes, 3,000.
Then
Stage 2, 10%, then stage 3.
Oh, I see. Okay.
So, yeah, that's
That makes sense. I thought they wanted to do 3 million at once.
No, they can't do 3 million at once. Right? But yeah, and they are partnering with ecosystem guys, Utiva, Outschool, and all of that. to
Yeah,
deliver the
product
content.
dive too.
Product dive, yeah. So interesting approach, and I'm looking forward to interesting developments. One thing I'm looking forward to, because it concerns us directly, is events. He has been asking questions about building infrastructure for events. We don't really have a good, really, really solid event space
Yeah.
in Nigeria. So yes, we have some guys that are really doing well. Kudos to them. But compared to what you will see in a place like Kenya or Rwanda, you know that we are still not there yet. So you go to a place like Sarit or Radisson in Rwanda and Kigali, and yeah, just it's a different ball game entirely. So yeah, that's an interesting one.